Welcome back to Star Wars Minute. It's the daily podcast where we analyze, we scrutinize, and we celebrate the Star Wars movies 1 minute at a time. I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
I'm Alex Robinson from Comic...
Almost.
I'm Alex Robinson from AlexRobinson.fun.
I'm Asterios Kokkinos from the Loudest Podcast, and with me is my co-host, Porg expert, Sirancha.
Hello.
Welcome back, Asterios and Sirancha. We don't have any porgs in this minute, but I expect you to bring the porg. That's the kind of quote. That's the hashtag that I feel like we're going to use for this one. Bring the porg.
Mm-hmm.
What we do have in this minute, it's minute 18 of Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Minute 18 starts with Snoke bragging about his sharp tool, and it ends with Snoke saying, "Oh, maybe he was mistaken." So,
we didn't mention that Andy Serkis continues to play Snoke.
Yes.
And nowadays between the MCU and the I guess to a lesser extent the DCU and Star Wars, it's always like you want to get a good role. So do you think Andy Serkis can he appear in another Star Wars after playing Snoke? You think he can, or is that just like now he's locked in as Snoke?
Well, yeah, no, he of all people can be anything,
right?
I think you couldn't have Woody Harrelson come back as a different character, but
yeah,
you could have Andy Serkis
because you don't see his face on screen. That's the difference.
Yeah, and he kind of transforms into different characters.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally just thinking, is there any actor that pulls double duty in these Star Wars movies? And I don't want to hear that like, well, 3 different actors played Wedge. That's not what I'm asking, and that's not what I'm asking, listeners. Like, is there someone who's one character in one and then another and another? Is anyone doing this?
Not major characters, but there's a couple of different background people that are doing that. I think I'm gonna I don't know why they gave him different names, but I'm always gonna go back to Burnell Tucker. He's a rebel kind of communications officer at the end of Star Wars, and then he was a different rebel communications officer in Echo Base in Empire Strikes Back. And I don't know why they made them different characters, but they did.
And they're not twins. They don't know they're twins, and they're long lost. Because Luke and Leia are long lost separate twins. Maybe these two are too.
Actually, identical cousins. It's weird. It can blow your mind, really. I can't think of anybody that they've, and obviously people in suits, in costume stuff. Alan Harris is another one who was Bosk and also like a Bespin guard and also a handful of other weird character creatures.
And there are also a handful of people like you see Anthony Daniels and Ahmed Best in Attack of the Clones.
Right.
That counts.
That counts?
That
they're just kind of background.
1,000,000% counts. Wait, who else is Ahmed Best?
He's Ahmed Beck, the Cantina patron in Attack of the Clones, I think.
Yeah, him and Golden Tony are just kind of talking to each other in the background while Anakin and Obi-Wan are running around through the casino.
Right.
They're both
also
wow,
in
people
this.
really hate our
not
characters.
In this one. In Rise of Skywalker, he doesn't play a character. I was like, we get John Williams, who really plays a character. Not really.
Warwick Davis, he's played a number of different characters.
There you go. Warwick Davis has been a different character in almost every movie he's been in.
Yeah. But you don't see his face again, so.
Sometimes you do.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So Andy Serkis, we're all agreed, can play other parts.
Yeah.
Sure.
Come on.
Just let him play.
Let Andy Serkis play. Now, I like this scene, gentlemen. I like this scene a lot because it's bad guys being crappy to each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is a good first scene for our bad guys. This guy hates this guy. This guy hates this guy. The moment Hux leaves, Snoke is like talking a whole stream of nonsense about Hux. And he's like, yeah, this guy stinks, but he's also useful. And it's like, are you just trying to convince yourself that like Hux is worth? He's like, are you trying to convince yourself or Vader's kid here that Hux is worth hanging on to. Because, no one was talking about getting rid of Hux. Oh, the moment Hux leaves, he's like, well, actually, Hux is great for 15 different reasons. He's a tool. He's a Kerr, but he's a tool. It's like, self-esteem problems much, Snoke?
See, I thought that he was saying it because he knew Hux could hear him. Because he knew that he was just bad mouth. He was just sort of not dismissing Hux, but just sort of like reducing him to just like literally he calls him a dog. So if you notice, the elevator doors are not quite shut when he's saying all this. So you can imagine Hux all like, no, or like trying to put a brave face on it or whatever.
And then as soon as those 7 layers of closing doors, then he starts crying.
Right. Well, it takes like 20 minutes for the doors to close.
There's a lot of echo in that room, too. It's real. There's more echo in that room than there is in that base that carries the same name. And another thing I want to point out. It's always a miserable Kerr, isn't it? Oh, he's a miserable Kerr. What about a happy Kerr? A content Kerr? He's an easy to hang out with Kerr. Oh.
He's happy as a Kerr, that guy.
Exactly. How come all Kerr's got to be miserable? I don't like it.
He's a chill Kerr, that guy.
What is a Kerr? What does that word mean?
It's something from Les Mis that we all say now.
Oh, really?
I think it literally means dog, doesn't it?
It means, because John Valjean, or what's the other one? There's
24601?
FN28.
I believe his name is R2D2.
Yeah, there you
Darn it! Because what's his name? Javert. Javert's like, you're a Kurd. John Valjean, and he's like, no, I'm not. I stole bread. This movie's boring. It stinks. I want to talk about a better movie.
Love that song.
Do you guys know why is Kerr popular? I just talked a lot. I didn't say anything.
No, I just think it is. It's exactly what it's mean. Kind of like a dog, and it's but in an insulting way.
Yeah.
Well,
here's something about movies to talk about. Other movies. The Rise of Skywalker. In The Rise of Skywalker, we learn that Snoke is in fact just a puppet, a cat's paw, if you will.
Not a Kerr's paw.
Does Snoke know that? Like, is he, I'm my own sentient person who has my own plans, or is he really like, I'm doing this because I know Palpatine is, I'm taking orders from Palpatine? What does the panel think? How in on it is Snoke?
I totally forgot about the backup Snokes. They were growing.
Attend the Snoke Club, yes.
I thought if I was
Those are broke
Snoke
Snokes.
and I knew that there were 40,000 backup Snokes, then I would not be too keen on executing these plans. So I think that he does have, maybe it's like one of those things where his memory's wiped when he comes to life.
Right. He's born with a blank mind.
Yeah.
Not knowing his story.
Well, yeah, I think he's got to be. It's like Dooku. Snoke was like Dooku.
Snoke.
Where he thinks he's in on it. He thinks, me and the Emperor were going all the way, and then suddenly it turns on him, and he's like, "What?"
That is very much Sheev's from his playbook.
That's his style, baby.
His playbook, including Les Mis.
Don't bring that up again.
I mentioned this the other day. As of this recording, I've not seen Les Mis in any form, nor heard it, so I don't know. I know I do like musicals, but I've not seen or heard Les Mis, so I know. I only vaguely know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I think it's good. I liked it. The movie version with Anne Hathaway. Remember when Paris Hilton leaked that clip of her singing? We were like, it's going to suck. And then it did not suck.
I wasn't super into that movie because what's his name? The main guy?
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
FNC 187.
No, the phone thrower. Phone thrower McYells a lot.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Keep going. What's the name of the celebrity that famously threw his phone?
Russell Crowe.
Yes, Russell Crowe.
Naomi
there
Campbell.
you go.
Naomi Campbell, yeah.
Russell Crowe. Old Russell phone tosser. 50-odd foot of thrown phones. Yeah, so I walked into Les Mis, and Russell Crowe was like, you stole a jug of water, you stole a loaf of bread, you stole the bread, you're a cur, you're always going to be a cur. And I was just like, exit stage Kokkinos. I like Anne Hathaway. I bet she did a good job.
Oh, she did a great job.
I bet she's fine. Come on, she's great. I like Anne Hathaway.
She just sell her teeth.
She just sell her teeth?
She just sell her teeth and then become a toothless lady of the evening. because she was out of money and she had her daughter Cosette out of wedlock.
Oh, not Anne Hathaway. You're talking about the character.
Yeah,
not
Anne Hathaway.
The movie bombed so much that Anne Hathaway had to sell her teeth.
It's really sad that that's what millionaire actresses are forced to go to.
Yeah.
I love the idea of some Arab sheik going, "Look, I have a jar of Anne Hathaway's teeth." that's his big prize.
Right.
And
sounds
you're
like something
great teeth, Watto. I love these. Rattling around like bones.
Hey, it's Anne Hathaway's teeth. What do you know?
Money is no good here. Only molars.
In North Korea, there's a museum called Gifts from Around the World to our dear leader, the Kim family. And one of the only things in the museum is a VHS copy of Space Jam. And I'm thinking if we give them Anne Hathaway's teeth, it would fit in perfectly right next to that VHS copy of Space Jam.
They might give us some of their nukes for these teeth.
Yeah.
You got to be careful though. There's a lot of imitation Anne Hathaway teeth out there. A lot of like phony ones. So be careful.
It's like chunks of the Berlin Wall. Only tangentially related. Have you guys ever heard this thing that Uday Hussein's favorite movie was Air Bud and he owned multiple copies on VHS?
Wow.
I did not know.
I have never heard that before.
I heard
everybody doesn't know
liked
that?
Air Bud 2 Golden Receiver, and I heard that was a big riff between Uday and Kusei Hussein.
Oh yeah, it tore Air Bud fandom apart.
Right, yeah.
They had to put the whole franchise on pause.
Oh.
And then Saddam's like, I like the snow buddies. I promise you won't find cuter dogs. I promise you in any other movie. I promise you that.
What
I swear on
accent
the
is
teeth
this?
of Anne Hathaway.
It's the Watto. It's the Toydarian accent.
Yeah, it's
the Toydarian. My headphones fell off.
You're getting a glimpse into the larger, crazier world of Star Wars that you didn't see in episodes 8 and 9.
Yeah, all
Remember
of this
that-
happens. It's canon.
Remember that big blue flying guy that were in some 7-Elevens, but not all 7-Elevens in the year 1999?
No.
That's Watto! Next,
you know
you're going
what
to tell me you don't know who Dexter Jetster, the four-armed diner owner is.
Oh, I can make references too. You're going to tell me you don't know who Addison Rae is.
I don't know who Addison Rae
Yeah,
is.
see, it doesn't feel good, does it?
It feels real bad.
Wait, is she not the star of this movie? Ray?
Oh, Addison Rae. Wait, can you please tell our listeners who Addison Rae is? It's going to drive them crazy.
She's a teenager who dances on TikTok. That's all that matters.
TikTok dancing girl.
Speaking of verbal humiliation, in this scene, Snoke is giving Kylo Ren here a bit of the old what for, telling him, I thought you were so good, and now look at you. He even says, I thought you were going to be as good as Vader. And does Snoke really hold Darth Vader in high regard? Or is he just saying that because he knows that Kylo Ren is like he's dangling in front of his face like so many shiny keys? Because certainly Palpatine can't have a high opinion of Vader.
Yeah, you're
And
right. Because
Snoke is.
You're right, because Vader gave him the old shoot toss.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes back to how sentient is Snoke, the argument again.
Right, yeah.
Right.
I think this is a tick in our column that Snoke is kind of his own thing.
Right. Well, so the question is what is Snoke's plan at this point? Well, why is Palpatine having Snoke toy with Kylo Ren?
Well, I don't know if he's directly controlling him all the time, though. You know what I mean? I don't think he's literally a puppet.
Right.
Although that would be cool.
Underneath the stage.
Yeah, later. Spoiler alert, when Snoke gets cut in half, like Palpatine pops his head out and he's like, whoa.
Hello.
When he cuts him in half, he cut Palpatine's hand off because he was inside the puppet.
I think he just, is a creation that has his own kind of set of instructions. It's almost like a droid.
Right.
But he's not.
Because I forget what Palpatine wants with Kylo Ren. Rey is like his granddaughter who he wants to be transferred into her body, right?
Eventually. I think at this point, both Snoke or Sheev as Snoke they both just want like a strong apprentice, and like the way you get a strong apprentice is like by poking him and making him mad. Because like the angrier they get, they're like the Hulk. Like the madder they get, the stronger they get. Right. You guys saw how mad Darth Maul was. The guy was furious all the time,
jumping around like a little frog, just like a toad.
Yeah, hopping around like an angry little, angry little horny toad.
Skillet.
Yeah, exactly. Remember when he was like, "Oh, I can't wait to fight the Jedi. Oh God, I'm so excited to get my revenge." And it's like, about what? You don't even establish what they did. And I bet whatever they did, they didn't do, and you just heard it wrong. You red and black faced jerk. Oh God, but here's the other thing I want to say real quick.
Yes.
To me, the whole Emperor, I created Snoke. Like, to me, that, I wave that away the same way I wave away, like, well, what did Luke and Leia make out if we're going to find out they're brother and sister? It's like, all right, someone made a mistake, and we're just going to pretend this didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's like making Snoke just someone's puppet makes him worthless as a character. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's like, okay, JJ, you kind of screwed that up. I'm just going to pretend Snoke's his own dude. I don't know. Sriracha, what do you think?
I mean, that's the only way you can mental gymnastics this, right?
Yeah.
Like, why are there 40 backup Snokes? This movie
Why not just have an army of Snokes then? If you got 40 Snokes in a jar, they should you could have taken care of the resistance in a day.
What would 40 a collection, Snokes. What would a gathering of Snokes be called?
A Snook.
A Snook of Snokes? Also, why'd you name him Snoke?
A snuggle of Snoke.
A snuggle of Snokes and Snuggies? I wait. What if those gold pajamas are a Snuggie?
There you go.
I'm telling you, you got 40-odd foot of Snokes running around. They could have taken out the resistance. Because there's clearly not much resistance. In this movie, there's like 400 guys. Really?
Futile.
There's only 400 guys that don't like the First Order because it seems like they blew up 5 planets at once.
Well, there's what we eventually find out. There's a lot of people that don't like the First Order, but the people who are willing to do something about it starts out small and then it gets bigger.
There's a lesson in there for everyone.
Yeah, I guess.
Speaking of lessons, here's something I learned apparently in the comic books. At one point, I learned this on the Wikipedia, that while Snoke was training Kylo Ren, he brought Kylo Ren to Dagobah, of all places, and he had Kylo Ren go through the magic tree and see what he saw in there. And what he saw in there was Luke Skywalker, who he killed. And then he saw
cut his head off and it exploded and turned into his helmet.
It turned into another Luke inside there. It's like Russian dolls and endless.
Yeah, exactly.
But he also then saw his parents, whom he could not kill. And then he emerged from the tree and he destroyed Yoda's magic tree. And Snoke was mad. He's like, I want to send some of my future apprentices through there to see how they reacted. And he said, you're not going to need any more apprentices. So there you go. So Snoke tromping around Dagobah in his gold pajamas.
Yeah, that's what I can't picture. Like, that had to get filthy, right? His gold pajamas kind of trailing through mud and...
Yeah, maybe he was on stilts or
skis?
Something.
Oh, I thought you were doing cross-country skis. He was...
Oh, yeah, there you go. Snoke skis.
Snoke ski. And Hutch.
And now we're going to eat these weird sticks and drink this weird stew.
Exactly.
Now you're going to stack some rocks. Now I'm going to hang out on your back like a backpack. We're doing everything. What an unnecessary scene that taught me absolutely nothing. Snoke takes the Kylo Ren to Dagobah. Because in the next movie, doesn't Rey have her own magic tree thing? She didn't go to Dagobah for that.
That's in this one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember, if I'm being honest with you. This was a long time ago.
Long time.
No, it was in the next one. Because in the trailer they put like evil Rey.
Oh, right. She sees that in the
she has like a vision
Star, I think, right? Or something. Yes, she does have another vision. In this one, in both. So there you go. We extra didn't need it because in this one and in the next one, everybody has their own Jedi hallucination separately from the tree. So
It's not the tree that's making them hallucinate. Exactly. Thank you.
I thought we established that Yoda was the one doing all the that it was like a haunted house in there.
Oh, yeah.
And Yoda was making strings and stuff, make everyone move.
Well, that's what I was going to say when you said, Kylo Ren went in and went through the magic tree. What did he see? Oh, he saw the same thing. He saw Darth Vader and he tried to attack him, and then Luke Skywalker, or maybe he didn't attack him, then his head fell off and Luke Skywalker's face was underneath it, and Kylo Ren was like, what? What does that have to do with anything? I'm confused.
Wait, wrong hallucination. Wait, 1 second.
We haven't updated it for the new...
Oh my God, by the way, I went on the new... me and Sirancha, we went on the Star Tours like 2 weeks after Rise of the Skywalker, and they had fixed the whole thing. Lando was there, and he's like, we got to go to the end of the movie. Let's go hang out at the end of the new movie, and we'll all fight. And I'm like, well, what happened to the spy? I thought we had to get a spy somewhere. No, we don't. Forget that. That was just a gag for the opening. All that data the spy had is useless. We got to go to the end of the 9th movie.
I like how he interacted with you in the thing. That must have been impressive, though. How
I got mad that because Kylo Ren tries to stop the spy. All right, real fast. Sure. New Star Tours. Mm-hmm. You get in the thing. They do the thing where they take a picture of a kid, and they're like, we got to get this spy to like the resistance. Then Kylo Ren's like, I'm going to stop you with the Force. But then we fly away. So it's like, it's neat. They put a lot of new stuff in there. Mm-hmm. And we went to the planet where the Death Star 2 crashed.
Yes, I remember that.
And there was a Dioniga there.
Oh, neat.
And I said to Sirancha, hey, that's a Dioniga. And she was like, yeah, I don't care.
She's like, obviously.
I follow him on TikTok.
TikToks.
Tic-tacs.
Did you guys go to the Galaxy's Edge as well?
Yes. The Porg fact of the day is that in Galaxy's Edge, there are 3 separate Porg toys, depending on how much money your parents want to blow.
Wow. What is the price range on Porgs? What's your lowest to your highest?
So this is our lowest price. Oh, there's actually 4 Porgs. This is our lowest priced model. It looks kind of slapdash, like it was thrown together at the last minute. I think this one is what, 10?
It was cheap, yeah.
Then throughout Disney, you can find the Porgs that are magnetic and they stick on their shoulders. Those are about 16. Now, if you're a really big spender, you can go to the Outpost and get one of the Porg puppets that talks, but those are like $50, so I did not buy that one.
And also, we were like, Porgs don't talk. Don't lie to me, toys. Because it was like a classic ventriloquist puppet where you make the mouth move and it's like, Porgs yell at best.
You don't think they're like parrot Porgs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was exactly like that.
So you
And
could
then
do
if
like,
you...
Oh, I have one of those.
Oh, you do? This one?
I do. I should have brought that up to drink out of.
Yeah, no, if you want to get drunk with a Porg, then you go to the cantina and you can get this special glass that you bring home with you.
You drink out of the Porg's head. I like that.
Yeah.
You have to crack it open first. It's like Temple of Doom.
First edition.
Its brains are delicious. It says first edition on the bottom?
Yeah, it does.
I'll be gosh darned. And the thing is, you order the drink, and it's called like the Hyperdrive Teeny or some stuff. And so they give it to us, and I'm like, Sirancha, quick, drink out of this as fast as you can so I can take it to the bathroom and clean it out. And they're like, no, sir. Then they pulled a gift-wrapped Porg tiki from out behind the bar. They're like, you drink out of this one, and then you take this one home. And I'm like, gosh darn it, you figured out everything, Walt. This is a beautiful experience. Yeah, this costs $240, but gosh darn it, Walt, you figured you cracked the code.
Yeah, because they're selling them, and they don't want you to take it to the bathroom and then mysteriously leave it in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Yeah, it's
Hurry up and drink that. I want to run into the bathroom.
I was really worried.
I'm going to take this Porg to the bathroom.
He needs to go. I'll be right back.
And then at the cantina, guess who's the DJ at the cantina? And you could turn around and you could look at him. It's Pee-wee Herman's robot from the original Star Tours ride. He didn't get fired. He just made a lateral move within the Disney Corporation.
You know, he's going to take some time off, work on his DJing. He's got a lot of gigs coming up.
Wait, is he the DJ or is he the rapper?
He's the DJ.
Is he the DJ or is he the Rathtar?
The Fanthier.
Well, I had a question. I had a kind of not a trivia question, but an intro. Well, we'll do it. I thought we'll save it for tomorrow, but I want to ask it now because in this, Snoke says,
"Answer it. Ask it now. We'll answer it tomorrow." How about that?
Cliffhanger.
I'll give you some time to think about it. In this minute, Snoke says, "Oh, the mighty Kylo Ren."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, now where? It got me thinking like, well, we've heard people referred to as mighty before, haven't we? Maybe.
I know one.
The
And
mighty
then I was
Chewbacca.
like, well, where? Yeah, there's two. How many can you think of? Between today and tomorrow, think about it. How many people referred to as mighty can we come up with from the entire saga?
All right.
And I will.
This is a good question.
Now, up to this point, we're not going to go towards. We're not going to do Solo or Rise of Skywalker.
Or
just up to this point, or Mandalorian, yeah. But up to this point, how many mighties are there? Are there enough to get us a boss tone? What's the exchange rate? Is that still 2-1 or what? But
well, that's the impression that I get.
You guys think about that. You listeners, you think about that. Don't tweet. Well, I guess you could tweet at us because by the time this airs, we'll have already recorded tomorrow's episode. Provided that you guys can come back tomorrow. Asterios, Sirancha, can you come back tomorrow?
Of course.
Heck yes.
Alex, I'm assuming you're going to be here tomorrow. Listeners, if you want to do any, not only just tell us where you've heard mighty before, but you want to do an impersonation of it, maybe call 8-Day Greedo and leave it on our phone hotline, and there's a chance that we'll play it on the air. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow's episode will have some people saying mighty on it. Besides us, because we'll be here for a new episode of Star Wars.
Star Wars. Mighty.